I had an incident with Weinstein. I'd never told this story before, but I'll tell it here. I was in Cannes at the Cannes Film Festival, and I was on a yacht, and I was staying on that yacht. It was a big party, and a friend of mine had just bought Miramax from the Weinsteins, the whole thing. And
Jesus,
there was this there, and we're on this yacht, and I'm staying on this thing. It's a big-ass purchase, and it's a beautiful yacht, big party. Weinstein's on the boat. Everyone's on the boat. It's a huge party on the boat. It's like 3-4 levels, and I was at the bar in this middle level, whatever. And this one girl, this Polish girl, was dancing, and she was smoking hot. And I was like, "Wow, that girl is the queen of the ball, so to speak." And I saw her, and she looked over. I smiled. And okay, I was like, "No, who knows? Whatever. Who knows what the deal is?" And
then she handed you her 9th grade report card.
And she was not even a good student, which was crazy. She was of age. But
which makes her a rarity in Hollywood.
Well, it's true. But I saw her, whatever, and then whatever, the party goes on. And then a little bit later in the party now, and people are getting a little bit loose, things are going on. I see her come up like the back stairway, which is about as far as over to the kitchen window, which is, 20 yards, whatever, 15 yards. And I see her come up and like somebody like pulling her from below. And I saw her like just pull her arm out and look over and see me. And she just goes and like bolts over to me. And I was like, sweet, she's coming over. And then she beelines over to me and she's like, hey. And I was like, hey. And then I see from the back who it was that pulled her. Head comes over. It was Harvey Weinstein. He looks over at me. He goes like this. And walked away.
Fuck.
And that is the God's honest truth. Because if he'd have come over and he called her like 75 times that night too. Like she's like, here it is again, here it is. I was like, wow. But also like if
and that's why she's not in Hunger Games.
That is 100% why she's not in Hunger Games. No doubt about that. That's true.
It's a joke, but it's honestly like it's disgusting how not joking it is.
No, it's 100% true. I did do a movie with Christopher Walken, which was fun.
Oh shit!
What was that?
It was called $5 a Day. I just did a couple days on it, and he was at a.
How many men did you kiss?
4. But it's not. That's I don't mark
4
it that
men,
way.
5 days. That's okay.
I'm gonna kiss you,
but I said I won't do one a day.
Paul, it's Raven. Pucker up.
My God, yeah, Superman here.
Listen, I'll kiss you.
There's only one guy in the world who does that, and it's him. It's amazing. He's so good at it. He and his kid he's shown his kid how they can live on $5 a day by going to the local kissing dudes, going to the local place and having the free breakfast at the acting like you're staying at the hotel and blah 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 all that stuff.
Just like taking your kids to Costco.
Oh God, yeah. Are we talking about my father now?
That was the idea of this movie with Christopher Walken, and he ends up coming into our wedding, a wedding of my daughter and somebody else and whatever, and then he starts dancing with my wife, and then I get mad and want to beat him up. It was fun.
Did you fight Christopher Walken?
I think I threw him up against a fence and threatened to kick his ass, and something happened. I forget what happened.
This is awesome.
You forgot the one time you fought Christopher Walken?
He was so nice. He was such a great guy.
Bro, he's the emperor of the universe now. Come on, man.
It was awesome.
Oh yeah, back to powers. I like podcast where like, okay, everyone buckle up. We just land in France. It's like, I thought we were going to Texas.
This is one of those podcasts, just kind of like Mighty Mouse. It's like we just realized, like, okay, instant friend.
Yeah,
we like this guy.
I like this.
Just kind of goes off the rails.
I apologize for that, but I like you guys, man.
Oh, thank you.
That's why I'm here.
Aww.
That's why I'm here. It's a good family right here.
$5.
Just laying in. If you would have like,
bro, I wouldn't even charge you $5.
Oh, thank you.
You gotta kiss
say thank you for my service.
Oh, thank you for your service. I just want you to know I really appreciate your service. $10 tongue, whatever.
Bro, it was so funny. We talked about this on a podcast previously. My father, when I was a child, he was very cheap, and we would go to a Mexican restaurant.
My God, this was your dead story.
Yeah, no, it actually is. I'm surprised Rick Garrett didn't write this fucking story that you're talking about for that movie. We would go to a Mexican restaurant. We would eat the chips and drink water and then leave. Oh, shit. And then we would go to Costco.
Wait, hold up. He didn't. He would wait until like he was like here. He's like, we're still looking, and then you guys bounce without paying.
Yeah,
they didn't order anything.
Man.
But then we would
chips and water free.
We would go to Costco or Sam's Club, similar, and we would just do a little tour around and eat the samples for like an hour, and that's how my dad fed us during the summer. So it was like $5 a day, dude.
Damn.
Yeah.
Sweet. Maybe he did write. I gotta look who wrote that movie.
My father
Based on the life
My
of-
father wrote that. Absolutely.
Holy smack! That's exactly it. That's what the
Just realized he
movie's
was
about.
really cheap, and he actually had a lot of royalties from that movie.
God damn it, Dad. Where's my money?
That Mexican restaurant.
I was
knew
doing
you guys.
research, son.
What an asshole.
They knew who you were because you probably went there multiple times every time you come
Here
in.
they
3
come
times
again.
a week.
Yeah, so they're like, that dude never orders food. Stop bringing out chips.
They're like, oh, fuck, it's Cody's dad again.
He's, how does it feel?
Hey, I want the salsa stuff and water. And then they're gone again. Like, fuck, you got us again.
Wow. I'm just thinking like
Wow.
the deepest Georgia accent, like leaving like Lo Siento.
Every time he's a villain. I love it.
Adios, amigos. God damn it, Dad. Wow. I know I'm only 7, but I understand what's happening right now.
I never knew this story. I never. That's good.
That is that's one way to go.
But I'm stepping up against like Denzel Washington and things like that. But I knew what I was doing. But I was just like, "Whew, shit, I don't." And he'll eat you up on screen. And he's my favorite actor of all time. So
Dude, he's fucking
Denzel?
hot.
yeah.
Did you
And I
work
got-
with him on?
Yeah, I started opposite him on the movie called Out of Time, where I played the bad guy. And there's a scene where he's sleeping with my wife, and I've figured it out. And I meet up in a bar.
At least he didn't touch a twink.
He didn't know. He couldn't see the twink. The twink goes invisible.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But so I walk.
I'll have to
into the-
rewatch that movie.
I come into the bar, and he's been sleeping with my wife, and I tell him I come in. I'm like, he's the chief of police too, in this little sleepy Florida town, and I'm like, I came back and I thought somebody was with her, and blah blah, and he's like, oh really? And I'm like, yeah. And then the guys, I forget what the word was, squirted out there, scuttled out the back or whatever. When I got home, the little bitch scurried out the back door. He's like, oh, scurry, did he? And I'm like, yeah, because if I'd have come in there and seen him, I'd have fucking killed him. And he's like, really? No, as the chief of police, you can't. And then we're having this conversation where basically I'm saying, I know you're fucking my wife, and I'm going to kill you if you do it again. But I don't say those words. I say everything else. And he doesn't back down. So it was an awesome scene. It was actually my audition scene for the thing too. And Denzel had just won Best Actor for Training Day.
Oh, damn.
So on that day, you don't want to fuck it up. And I remember that night before I was trying to sleep. I was like, I'm going to sleep. I can't sleep. I got to get some
You're
sleep.
running lines.
Oh
in the
my
back. You
God.
have to,
I have to act in front of fucking Denzel Washington.
with him because he will change things up. Because if he sees if you're it's like playing tennis with somebody who's better than you. Like you'll up your game, or
So
you just
for
get
us,
crushed.
playing tennis.
Oh.
Yeah.
We love tennis.
Yeah. Anybody who's better than us. Yeah. For us, it's playing tennis. Yeah.
Well, it was awesome. But if you're not saying to me like, what's the matter? You can't you're all in your face, and I'd be like, so he made me much better by doing shit all the time, provoking it, and it's
Making
very
you
cool
uncomfortable.
stuff.
It's like
making
on
me
the
go-
roll, almost directing and making you act that and getting the response you wanted to talk. Fuck.
It's unbelievable. So I was like, wow, this guy's he's as good as I thought he was, and better. And I would just shut my mouth and watch him and be respectful because it was incredible. But there's like this one point in time, he's like, at the end, he was like, whatever. Say hi. And my wife's name was Ann in the thing. And he's like, the line was something like, give Ann my best, whatever. As I love, he's like, well, give Ann my best if you can. And I was like, oh, I just wanted to fucking kill him, at the time. But that's all right there. I'm just like, you motherfucker for saying that. And then the whole thing, and then, it was just awesome working opposite him. And that scene, it's one of my favorite scenes I've ever been a part of.